Welcome back and welcome to what we call the big show. This is where the magic happens. We created the campaign, we set up all the conversion tracking, we're launching the campaign, and now we have to start optimizing it. This is where we separate the pros from the amateurs. I'm going to take you through our process for optimizing a brand new campaign. I'm going to show you how we set up the columns to effectively do that. And I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks that we do as well. Okay? So let's get started. The campaign is launched. We are going to start collecting data and we are going to start optimizing this campaign. Okay? So the campaign that I gave as an example to set up, I am not using for this because I want to show you an actual campaign so you can see how I look at some of these metrics and how I set up my columns for optimizing, okay? So before we get started, I want to take you through just the overall platform and how you can start navigating it, okay? So right here, this far left column, that's where you're going to have your different campaigns. And if you're above your campaign, you're going to see you're at the account level. You can collapse that if you'd like. You can move it in. When I click on campaigns, it's going to show you all the different campaigns that I have live, all on one screen. Okay, Google switches things around a lot. So if I want to up here, this workplace filter, it used to be down here, but now it's up here. If you want to look at the ones that are enabled or paused, or all of them, the ones that have been removed, this is where you would do that. Add group status as well. This is where you click all, enabled, or enabled and paused. You can see as you start optimizing these campaigns, you're going to start pausing some ad groups and keeping other ones enabled. But if you want to start looking at past data, this is where you're going to be able to compare enabled versus the ones that were running in the past. Okay? Here, we're at the campaign level, and once you start clicking through one of these campaigns, it's going to take you to the ad group level. So if I go to Texas and I click on Texas, it's going to show you which ad groups I have going. But if you look over here to the top or to the left column, you're going to see Texas is highlighted, and these are the two enabled ad groups. So technically we still are at the campaign level. Okay, so if I wanted to go and click on this ad group, you can click on it from there or you can click on it from over here to switch back and forth. Okay, once you do that, Google is going to show you the keywords. Now here, keyword status, you can see which ones are enabled and which ones are paused. So I just want enabled ones. And you can see which ones you're bidding on. We're still at the ad group level. Here, you can click on ads and assets. You can see which ad is running. And at the ad group level, you can click on your assets and it'll show you all of your site links, call outs, which level these site links are at, the status, everything. And this is where you can add new assets if you'd like. And this is where you can manage them at the ad group level. So let's go back to keywords. These are the search keywords. If you click right underneath there, you have your negative keywords. And it'll take you to all the negative keywords that you have. And then up here, they just changed it. You have insights and reports, and you can see the search terms that people are actually putting into Google to trigger your ad. Okay, that is the basic part. Now at the ad group level, you do have the ability to target audiences. So you can go by age, gender, household income at the ad group level. You can really, it's the easiest way to control these is at the ad group level. And since we started our campaign with manual bidding, Google allows us to make a bid adjustment on these different demographics. Okay, so now I click back on at the account level for the campaigns. You see my cursor here. These are the campaigns that I have running. Now, at the campaign level, this is how we set up our column. So you have conversions, which are super important, cost per conversion, conversion rate. These are the most important metrics here. I like seeing how much I spend on the cost per click, how much we're spending over this period for each campaign. Now, when we get into competitive data, we want to see search impression share. Now, that's how many times your ad is being shown when people are searching for your keywords. So it's the percentage. So this campaign in particular, 66.77% out of 100 people who are searching for the keywords I'm bidding on, they are being shown 66% of that time. Okay? So the search top impression share is the percentage of the time your ad is being shown. What percentage of that is being shown at the top part? Okay? And now the next part is the search absolute top impression share. And that is what percentage of the time is your ads being shown number one. Okay. This is where it gets tricky because sometimes number one isn't always best. Okay. Being in the number two, number three usually is a little bit more cost effective and you get a better return on your investment. Okay. But this will at least tell you how you are competitive wise and you can adjust your bids accordingly. Now, search loss to rank. This is important because it's telling you how well your campaign and your ads are running with a ranking system that Google has called Ad Rank. Okay, so if this is high, then we need to do a lot of adjustments. If it's low, then we're in good shape. Okay, so some of the campaigns that we're running for a while, they're lower. Some of them that we just launched, like a few of these, they're higher. We need to make adjustments. Now, budget. This is telling you search lost impression share budget. So this tells you how often your ad did not show because you don't have enough money in the budget. Okay, so if you are doing really, really well and you have a percentage here where there's room, bump the budget up. Now, if these are all zeros, then it's all about optimization. Okay, so ideally, I like having these low, low, low. That means that our campaign is tight, tight, tight. Clicks, impressions, and click-through rate, and then your bid strategy. So when you have a lot of campaigns going, I like seeing, sometimes I forget which campaign has what strategy going, but these that we start, we're at CPC, manual cost per click with enhanced conversions. And then some of these are doing really well and we switched them over. So, and then the click-through rate is how many, the number of clicks divided by the impressions, which is when your ad is shown, and that gives you the percentage. So the higher the click-through rate, the better. So that is how we like to have our columns set up at the campaign level. Now how we do that is we click on columns, and then you can click modify. And so all these different things here will tell you all the different things that you can measure. So performance has your clicks, cost, impressions, click-through rate, cost per click. Conversions, we want conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate. That's pretty much all that we worry about for local service companies for lead generation. Next, we're going to skip down to attributes. And this is where I like having the bid strategy type. It tells you how your campaign is, how you're bidding. And then we have optimization score, which I like. Next, we have competitive metrics. I like search impression share, search top impression share, absolute top, rank, and budget. So lost, that's what the impression shares are that we're losing based on the rank and the budget. And then you can go over here to the right column and you can click on these bars and move them however you'd like. And then this is a trick. You want to make sure you save your column, because if you don't save this, Google will go back to some default mode and it won't save your changes. So you want to make sure you save it, and just save this one since it's at the campaign level. Just save it as campaign. Done. Okay, click save, and there you have it. So I have mine at campaign. So let's move on to the ad group level. Our columns are going to change a little bit. Okay. We like having the same metrics. I like conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate, average cost per click, the cost you're spending, how much you're spending, and search impression share, search top, search absolute top, and then lost because of rank. So we can get into this at the ad group level. So we can see this one is performing better than this one. Okay, same thing. Go to columns, and you can modify it, and it will give you all the options. And now one option it does not give you is you can have search lost impression share rank, but you can't have it at budget, because you don't set the budget at the ad group level. You set the budget at the campaign level. So that's why it won't let you show that. And then same thing, what you're going to want to do, save it and save it as ad group. And then we can apply that to all the ad groups. Click save, and then it's saved. Okay? That's how you want to do it at the ad group level. Now, let's move forward. Now, when I click on one of these ad groups, I'm going to be in the ad group level, and it's going to take me to search keywords. Now, the column's going to be a little bit different because we are on manual bidding. Okay? So it's going to tell you which keyword we are bidding on. It's going to show you the match type. It's going to show you the status. And this is where if you're bidding too high or too low, it's going to tell you how much you're currently bidding. And you can adjust these bids per keyword at this level. So if I want to change it, we can change it here. Now, I like having the same thing. I like having conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate, average CPC, search impression share, and cost. Okay, now here's the difference. I can do search impression share at the top, and then I can say, hey, Google, what is your estimated top of page bid? And they're thinking it is. Now let me go back. I did put base max CPC here because as you start scrolling, you'll see my CPC column gets lost. So I don't have to keep scrolling. Okay. So if I have here, if I put that right here, I can scroll horizontally, and I can still see what my base is for my CPC. Google's saying estimated page bid at the top of the page, just to be in the top 3 or 4, $5.84. Okay, so if I go there and I move my max from 20 to 5, is it going to add any clicks? No, and really they're not giving me the metrics. And sometimes Google doesn't. This column they do. They tell me, hey, if you bid up, you're not gonna add any clicks, but you're gonna increase your cost. Okay, so this column right here is the estimated added cost per week if I were to bid at $5.84. So it wouldn't cost me anything more. Now here is search absolute top impression share. This is the very top. I am at the top 44.34% of the time. And the first position bid is $20.52. Okay? Now, if I were to bid $20.52 instead of $20, they're saying I wouldn't get another click and it wouldn't cost me anything more. Okay, I do have a high quality score. Oh, and then also we want to have clicks, impression share, click-through rate, and quality score. The higher the quality score, the better. Okay, so let's go through another example. Same thing. This keyword, my columns are telling me I'm bidding right now $19. I'm at the top of I'm being shown 89% with my search impression share. And of that, I'm being shown at the very top about 85%. Now the bid is $9.39, and that's too low. So, but my search impression share at the absolute top is 52. And the estimate that the first position bid is $12.45. Okay, so I'm actually pretty high here. So if I actually bumped it down a little bit, it would save me. I wouldn't get any more clicks, but I would save about $5.86. Okay, quality scores are a little low, so I may have to adjust my ads and landing page to get a better score. Okay, but these are the columns that we want. Again, go to columns, modify, and save it as search keywords. Okay, so we can save it for all the other ones. So I do it for keyword. And that's how we want these set up. Okay, so then you get a lot of data. Now, let's go and take a look at search terms. Finished up the columns at the campaign level, ad group level, and the search keyword level. Now we want to go to the search terms. So we're going to go to this column right here where it says insights and reports. Yours might look a little different, but depending on when you're viewing this, they used to have under keywords, search keywords, negative, and then search terms, but they moved it on me. So I'm up here now. So search terms, this is going to show us which keywords people are putting in their browser to trigger your ad. Now we want to set up columns for this as well. So what we want, some of these are going to be by default, but again, I want conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate. But this right here, this column for keyword is so important. Okay, so we're going to go to columns and we're going to add keyword and put it as far to the left as you can. And I'll tell you why. But we also want average CPC, cost. I like impression share, like how often for these search terms are my ads being triggered at the top and absolute top. And then we have clicks, impressions, and click-through rate. Okay, so we're going to go to columns and we're going to modify. We're going to go to recommended. They have conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate, performance. Now we want right here under attributes is keyword. That's showing which keyword you're bidding on is triggering that search term. And I moved it all the way up here. Save it as search terms. Done. Okay, now I want to show you something. When you scroll all the way down and I look at impressions, Google is showing, they're going to show me 121 and then 17 clicks. But if you look down here, it says total ad group. There was actually twice as many. There's 230 and 29, and they're not showing me half of them. I'm only seeing 121 impressions. They're not going to show me all 230. Okay? So here, if you look under here, it says total search terms shown in this report. This only includes terms that were used by a significant number of people. So some of these other terms, the other search terms, if you hover over it, total search terms not shown in this report that resulted in click, but were not searched on by a significant number of people. So they're only showing you the significant ones. So we want to be super careful when we start excluding these. Now we've gotten into trouble in the past where we start a campaign and just start making all these keywords, negative keywords, and the campaign tanks because we don't know all of the ones that contributed to conversions. I only know in this time span, I only know 3. But there were 8. Okay, so we don't have all the data, but we're going to do the best we can with what Google gives us. Okay, so this is where in the search term column, you're going to see the keywords that triggered, we're going to see the search term that people typed in that triggered this keyword. We want the search term to match up with the keyword as much as possible. Okay, so when you start seeing some of these keywords that just don't make any sense to you, make it a negative. We went through all the different negative match types and what they mean. So this is where you'll see one of these. I'm just going to click on one, and right here you can add it as a negative. So if I click negative, it's going to prompt, hey, do you want these negatives to just be applied to this ad group, or do you want it to the whole campaign? Or if you want to create a negative keyword list, you can create that and apply it to the whole account. But I typically don't do that. I work on a micro scale because I'm OCD about it, and I usually do campaign or ad group. Okay, so that's where you get to determine where you want to put it. So as I mentioned earlier in the course, half the battle is finding the right negatives. And then half the battle is finding which search terms are working the best and allocating funds to those and getting rid of the ones that are not converting that well. So there you have it. Now you know how to set up your columns, how you can adjust your bids, how you can make negative keywords, and you know where to find all your ads, and you know where to find your site links. There are some advanced techniques that we will go through in an online course just for optimizing lead generation campaigns, but this is a really good start on having the right information in front of you and giving you the tools to get your campaign off the ground. Thank you very much. We'll hope to see you soon.